We have breaking news in the Tokyo Olympics. Naomi Osaka, one of, if not the best tennis player at this current moment. Yeah, you heard me right. One of, if not the best tennis player in tennis right now. Upset by Marketa Vondrousova in the third round of the women's tennis tournament at the Olympics. And going into this tournament, Osaka was the overwhelming favorite to win gold. And this was her first time competing. These Olympics were the first time that she's been on the tennis court in competition mode since the French Open, when she decided to opt out of the French Open after she wanted to really focus on her mental health, and with the whole controversy of not wanting to speak to the media because it affects her mental health, which honestly I don't blame her for that, because to be honest, there's two reasons for that. One, mental health is very important, and it seems like we everyday people, the average people, we don't seem to care as much about mental health as far as athletes are concerned, because we view athletes as, we see kind of athletes as heroes in a way. We see them as, oh, well, they live happy lives. They get to compete for a living. They get all this money. They get this and that. And we don't realize or understand how their mental health can affect them, which mental health is important for everyone. So we've got to really be more sensitive to mental health these days. I mean, especially in times right now, because we're right now in times where mental health has really been a struggle. I mean, it's at its really the highest point it's been in a long time, if not ever. And to the media, it's honestly, the media is just, they're just stupid people to talk to anyway. I mean, whether if it's the sports media or the political media or even the Hollywood media or pop culture media, whatever. Because honestly, all the media does is they just want to ask questions, and they want athletes or anyone that they're trying to ask questions to, they want them to answer these questions a certain way, and they want to bait them into saying an answer that they feel like they can twist their answer around, fit their personal narrative, even villainize them depending on who it is they're talking to or they're interviewing. But anyway, that was just kind of a quick rant on that. Now on to the match. Now, going into this, I really was shocked that Osaka lost this matchup. I mean, I'm not really an avid tennis watcher, but I figured that Osaka was going to come in and just dominate this whole tournament. I mean, all eyes were on her going into this tournament. I mean, she lit the Olympic cauldron to begin the games, and she's out of her event early. And I feel like this is the earliest that I've seen Naomi Osaka get eliminated in any like major tournament since I started like getting really into tennis. I'll really watch like a handful of tennis like tournaments. Like I've seen maybe like 4 or 5 of them so far, and each one of them Osaka's gotten pretty far, if not won the entire tournament. But she loses in straight sets to Marketa Vondrousova. And Osaka had over 30 errors in this match. I believe it was 31 or 32 total errors in this match, which that is a huge difference in that game. I mean, you can't take away what Vondrousova did, but Naomi just made a lot of mistakes. And I think I can understand, yes, you want to really address that she had the 32 mistakes, but I think that she really wasn't at her best throughout this tournament. It looked like in this game, especially. I think there's a lot of pressure on her. And I mean, this is the first time that she's playing in competition since bowing out of the French Open, and pressure on her with the Olympics being in her home country, and maybe the pressure just got to her this time. I mean, even the best athletes in the world, the pressure just gets to them at times, and I think this was just a bad game for well, a bad match for Osaka. I mean, this doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't define who she is as a tennis player or an athlete. I think it's just a bad game. Just an off night, and unfortunately, she lost, and she's going to have to move on to the next tournament that she plays, and we'll see how she does at her next tournament. But that is all I'm going to discuss. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.